to my channel. I have a very special guest here with me today. Very special, very, very, very special. This is my fiance, Justen.
This is me.
Would you like to say hi to the people?
Hello, my name is Justen. I'm Emily's fiance.
Very important matter, but while we just get our facts straight, how do you spell your name?
Justen.
And why is your name spelled like that?
Rumor on the street, which has become a hot topic of my family, whether or not this is true, but when I was born, I was 10 pounds and 10 ounces, so just 10, right, with a 10 thing.
Yes, and as someone in women's health, I really appreciate that his mother decided to implant his birth story forever in his name. So pray for us because our children might be quite large. But anyways, this is Justen, Justen, and he is my fiance, love of my life, and newest addition to the YouTube family. Whoop whoop! I'm gonna tell them, like, who are you, and then how we met.
Who am I?
Who are you?
That is a loaded question. Is this like a...
Not a philosophical answer.
Yeah. I am Justen.
Where do you hail from?
I was gonna say... I hail from New York.
You said it
too, but upstate New York, Cowtown. So if you're watching this, not New York City, more of, maybe some of you know where Ithaca, New York is. I'm from a small town called Justen, which is close to Ithaca.
What do you do?
I am a math nerd by training. My degrees are in various forms of math. A postdoc in the biomedical engineering department. So my PhD's in biomathematics, and then I moved over to biomedical engineering. Just do numbers all day long.
Big brain.
I write numbers, I type numbers, and then I send the numbers elsewhere, and then they give me back numbers. That's my entire job.
My fun fact about our relationship, or about Justen, is that I hail from Houston, Texas, and he hails from upstate New York. So we have some serious regional differences in how we pronounce things. But what did you call
it's even worse.
School after kindergarten?
The problem isn't that I hail from upstate New York. The problem is that my father hails from New Jersey.
That's it.
And anybody familiar with this, like, this causes a whole bunch of problems. Thankfully, orange is still orange to me. I don't say orange, but it is elementary, documentary for me. I'm well aware.
I know.
I
still love him, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
What are like other things about you, like some fun facts?
I love Jesus. I'm a Christian. That's a pretty big part of my life. Fun facts. I liked running for a while there. I still like running.
Yeah.
But yeah, when we met, I was super big into running and actually did a long run after our first date.
You ran a half marathon after our first date.
And future tripped the entire time. The amount of times I've just ran it. I like food. I like cooking. Slowly getting back into cooking more and more.
He made the most amazing meal for us last night. He actually did it to celebrate me getting back into YouTube, which was so sweet. He sent me this little invitation he had made, and it was just so thoughtful.
I tried to make the invitation look like a modern pumpkin. I don't know if you caught that.
I did not catch it.
It was like kind of artistic, but then it had like an orange spot.
I'll insert a picture of it somewhere here.
Like if you squint, it kind of looks like a pumpkin.
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah.
Now that you guys have heard a little bit about Justen, I figured this video would be fun to, of course, meet him, but also kind of get to know how we met and more of our story. And then if you guys have any questions for us or Justen, we can make another video with like a Q&A. We can talk about all the things. But yeah, it's weird for me because the last time I was like seriously making YouTube videos and editing and posting consistently was literally weeks before I met Justen. And so kind of where I was back in December of 2022, because we're in 2023 now, I had been single for, gosh, almost 3 years. I had dated different guys off and on, but never, like, hadn't been in a serious relationship in a while, and got to a point after last fall. I was very like, even if I don't get married, I will be sad, but like I'll be okay, and I will be satisfied with my life because I'm living like a full, happy, healthy life, and kind of like really released this idol of marriage that I've been holding on to. And I feel like people often say like, oh, when you stop caring about it, that's when you meet your person, or like when you stop looking, which I don't think that is necessarily true. I was definitely still very open, but I was more relaxed and more so thinking I don't have to control this and like make it happen on my own timeline. And I just felt very like content with where I was in life, and also just frustrated by dating and by weird situationships and first dates that hadn't gone well and all of that. So come December, I was just kind of living my best single girl life. And yeah, what were you up to in December?
So I just actually gotten out of a relationship the end of November, early December. It took a few weeks to be single, and had a really nice conversation with another one of my close friends about how we're just gonna be single and just pursue our dreams and our passions and try to help people and just like live our best life. And you know, if a wonderful woman comes along, great, but we're gonna stop putting so much energy and everything. And well, he's married now, so so you think our timeline is short? Like,
we met on a dating app. I had used dating apps off and on over the years, and I had been on Hinge for many years off and on. I know you had used Bumble pretty much exclusively.
Yeah.
I really did not think that I would date at all in 2023, and that's my joke, is that I told God that I was not gonna date for 365 days. We'll get to, you know, why that's funny for us. The only reason I went back on Hinge, because I was in that season of feeling very content and not really wanting to date, honestly, was because my friend Jenna, hello Jenna, because I know you're gonna be watching this, she didn't dare me. We like kind of mutually were like, hey, we're getting to the end of 2022. We started out this year really wanting to full send 2022 was our challenge with our friend Miriam, to get back on the dating apps and meet great guys, we hoped. Miriam got engaged right before we did, but she met her now fiance last year. And Jenna and I were both single at the end of December and thinking, let's each go on one more date by the end of the year. And so that's when I got back on Hinge on, I think, December 28th, right after Christmas.
Emily is my only Hinge date ever, actually. I was only using Bumble.
Like, you were ready to meet your person. I feel like we were like, at least what you told me, you were like frustrated by different situations you'd been in, and like, we're ready for something more serious.
I was like very much ready to like meet my person probably a year before we met. Didn't date for a while, and I only got on Bumble when I was like, I'm ready for like to meet the person I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with.
Which I feel like is really healthy.
Yeah, and then, so I was like off of the dating game for probably 2 years, something like that, but yeah.
But yeah, we matched. I was actually in Houston with my family because I was home over the holidays, and we had gone out to Mexican food where we actually took you.
Yeah.
And I had not like a full drink, just a little bit. I joked that like, oh yeah, like the tequila is the only reason I was so hyping on apps. But I re-downloaded it that night. I actually didn't like my drink and I gave it to my mom to finish because I was like, eh. Anyways, I was home and I was on my bed swiping. I can like put up pictures of our profiles or maybe, we'll see. I was on my bed at home just swiping through, and Justin's profile definitely like stood out to me, but not super significantly because of some reservations I had, which you also had reservations about mine. And I just thought he was really cute, and it said that he was a Christian. I'm like, a lot of people put Christian, but I don't know what that means to them. And so I was just like, oh, I live in the South, everyone just puts Christian. It could, seriously though, I mean, like I had been on so many dates with guys who put Christian, but they were just like, oh, like I was raised that way, or I go to church like sometimes, or it doesn't like, it's not actually the foundation of my life. And so I kind of took that as just a check mark that I would like consider going on a date with you. But it looked like he was athletic and he did something at, you know, a school. I was like, I don't know what your job is. He was finishing his PhD at the time, but I just said your school. I was like, okay.
I say work that.
I know. But I actually almost didn't swipe on his profile because of two things. You can roast me after this. His first picture, he was wearing a neck gaiter, and just because I work in healthcare and I'm very like pro-vaccine and all of that, just like we both are being in the medical field, I remember that during early COVID, a lot of people who were refusing to wear masks were wearing neck gaiters. And so I saw that picture and immediately in my mind prejudged him, thinking that he was like super like anti-science and like really, really right-wing extreme, which is like such a not okay judgment for me to make. But why were you wearing a neck gaiter?
Okay, a few things for context here.
One, he is not those things, by the way.
One, it's just funny because like my entire job is science. Two, I love masks. When the pandemic started, I used to be an EMT back in my youth, aka like 5 years ago.
That's your youth.
Yeah.
That counts.
But like when COVID started, I like went to New York City to help out with EMS, where we wore like 3 masks.
Back in those days.
Back in the day. Back in the day when they're like literally wear 3 masks and like maybe you'll get out alive.
Yeah.
But no, I had the neck gaiter because in the background of this picture was a frozen waterfall.
I didn't look at that at all. I
It
just
was-
looked at your face.
I was in upstate New York at the time, and I went for a run to a frozen waterfall, and it's really cold. That's the waterfall being frozen. So I had like a nice little neck gaiter for a little warmth.
Yeah, I mean, that was just when I had been around, so that was, you know, my preconceived notion. And then your last picture was, I know he's never gonna live this down, I'm sorry. He was on a horse wearing a helmet, and I thought he was a horse boy, and he's not.
Could have been the reason we never found the other person. The reason I was on a horse is because I didn't have that many photos of myself. So I was scraping the bottom of the barrel here, folks. And I was looking at her profile, but then it said that she went to school at Georgetown. And I was new to the Hinge game.
Yeah,
so
very new.
I thought when it said like location Durham, I didn't know that was like you chose where you lived.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was just where you are right now when you're on the app.
Because I think that's how Bumble works.
Okay, so I have a good excuse. But yeah, I thought she was like, I Googled Georgetown, like this is in DC. I was like, she is in Durham for like a weekend. And I was like, I don't want a one date wonder.
One date wonder.
Just to go on one date and then go back to DC.
Skip town. I'm just here for one day.
Steal my heart and then run away.
Well, I did steal your heart.
Yeah, but you didn't run away.
Pause and talk about our sponsor. Telling him in the car to Nashville this past weekend about how if this channel grows and it ends up becoming something that's potentially profitable, I would be very hesitant to actually do like sponsored type things, just because I feel weird about like supporting kind of consumerist culture and I don't know, talking about products that I don't really care about. But I actually love Poppy. They are not sponsoring this video, but at Poppy, please do, because we both love you so much. And you help us go to the bathroom and keep our digestion going. So we match on December 28th, talk for a couple days, chat it up. I was actually still working as a labor and delivery nurse, working night shift over New Year's Eve weekend this past year, and I just filmed a video talking about my decision to leave that job and to drop midwifery and our engagement all in this like long life catch-up video, so you can go watch that if you're curious. But I was working on New Year's Eve night shift, and he suggested going on a date New Year's Eve morning, which I was like, haha, this is so convenient because I have to win the competition with Jenna, right? Like, go on one more date. This is my one more date. So I was like, yes, got this. And I was really excited to meet you, but I also I had low expectations, not because of anything with him, but horse boy. I mean, yes, I was a little. But I was more excited than an average first date from a dating app, but I also had been let down and disappointed so many times that I didn't want to have these super high expectations. But I did vlog that one little video before our first date. I can insert it here actually. I'm about to go on a first date. I literally reactivated my Hinge a couple days ago, started talking to a guy named Justen, and I just got off a night shift and I'm going to meet him for coffee at 8 in the morning after a night shift. So we'll see how this goes. It is New Year's Eve 2022, and this year Jenna, Miriam, and I were supposed to full send 2022, specifically in the dating department. It worked out for Miriam, but for Jenna and I, not so much. And so a couple weeks ago, Jenna and I said we are going to each go on one more date before the end of the year, and this is my date. I had this little inkling that wouldn't it be cool if this actually did go somewhere and this was my person, so let me go ahead and film this just in case.